Hello, Easy A Younger here. I'm going to help you get an A for the day in animation. So today what we're going to do is we're going to start a couple step process of making a video game environment to import into Unreal using Maya. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and start off with a image plane or a ground plane, what we call it in industry, or you can just call it a square. But it's this shape right here. And this isn't dense enough to make into a ground for like sculpting. So I'm going to go up and go to mesh, smooth, and I'm going to go ahead and just type in 3 to press enter. This gives me enough resolution that I can sculpt and make hills, valleys, and different land features. Just for the sake of time, I'm going to go to face mode, and I'm going to show you what's called soft select. So you press B as in berry, and what this does is it makes so you guys can select specific little spots on your land. To make the brush bigger or smaller, you hold down B and you left click and drag till you get your brush size the way you want. So again, looking at your hills, valleys, and mountains you want to try to create for your terrain, you can do a little mountain range right here. You can do a huge mountain, make that brush bigger, make a big water entrance. So if you go negative and pull down below the grid and then up to make mountains and hills and valleys, as long as you know where your boundary line is that you want to make that water and um, have it be, you know, like a little mountain range or island like you're trying to do. Now, if I think about where my grid is and where I created that land, I can make another square, press R and scale it, and now I can fill in that hole that I made. So it's this little trick I like to do to try to make rivers, lakes, ponds, stuff like that for my terrain. So I can put it down and fill in that hole. So now I have a nice little pond with my land. If you know how to texture, great. If you don't, it's really simple. You just right click and hold. You just scroll down to assign new material, and then you select Maya. And I would use a Lambert. A Lambert's a flat color. You can use blends, but blends are going to be shiny. So I'm just trying to make a nice ground plane. I'm going to go ahead and click on color. I'm going to click on a lime green, move it to dark, and I'm going to name this grass. Because anything you're importing into the video game engine, you want to be able to understand what the textures are. So I got grass. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to assign new material, Maya, Lambert. I'm going to name this water. I'm going to go ahead and color that a dark blue or a light blue, whatever color you want for your ocean. Now, I have other tutorials on how to make trees and houses and stuff, but I just want to get this going to show you guys how to bring this into Unreal. So when I'm looking at this, again, I can put more assets. I can put a fence. I can put, trees, anything else I want to add to this. But right now, I just want to get this rolling so we can run around on this. So first things first, you want to import it as one object, especially if you wanted to keep it as one piece. Because if you import everything separate, it'll be separate, and then you have to combine it and restructure it. But since I have this the way I want it, and this is my ground plane, I'm going to go ahead and select both the ground and my water. I'm going to go ahead and go to Mesh, Combine. So now I have one. I'm going to name this Land. I'm going to delete history because I don't need these shapes anymore. So you click on this button with the blue clock. I'm going to go ahead and click on the center button to recenter my axis point, and then I'm going to click this button to erase all movement because that'll bring it in exactly at 0 into my game engine. So now I come up to where it says File, and I'm going to go to Export Selection since I have it selected. That way, if you still have other assets in your scene that you're not done with, you don't have to select those yet. I can go to my computer. Again, save it wherever you prefer to save it. Where I am using it for my computer lab, I'm using user storage. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. Again, I've made myself a project folder using my Easy A Younger name. And again, I'm just going to name this land, so I know it's my land. And then you just want to make sure it's an FBX. You can do OBJs, but the OBJs will not bring the textures over. So I just do FBX because it'll bring the textures with it. Export selection, Boom, there it is. So your next step, guys, is making sure that you guys can open up your Unreal. And in this case, I don't need a specific project to start with, so you can make your own. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up my Unreal Engine. I'm gonna launch it. So we'll pull up this menu. If you have other games you've already started making, that's cool. If you don't, you're gonna have a blank space here. If I come down to recent projects, again, that's what's gonna show what I've been working on. But if I click on games, I'm gonna go ahead and do a third person. You just wanna make sure you come down here to your folder. Um, where it says project location. I know that my image is blocking that, so let me move over here. So right here, you guys have where it says project location. So again, I'm going to click on my folder. I just want to make sure it's in the same spot that I've been saving all my other stuff. Again, file management is key. So I'm going to make sure it's in the same folder, which is that F drive. I'm going to name this, let's just name it land game. So you guys know it's my land. So I'm going to press create. So now that I've created this third person template, I can move around my camera, same as Maya. So it's like, zoom in, zoom out, it's the middle mouse wheel. Alt left click is to rotate your camera. So very much similar screen positioning as Maya if you're using Maya. For my templates, I like to delete everything I'm not being used. So I'm going to delete these walls. I'm going to delete, these little areas of gameplay that I don't need. So essentially, once you want to erase everything so you can make a brand new a game or scene that you want to animate in. But if I press play, now you can see where I'm at. So what I want to do again is put in that land I just made in here. So let me finish erasing this real quick. And you don't have to delete this stuff. It's just you can use this even if you want to. These assets you can put them in your game too because they're already there to use. But I like to start fresh, so I have all that. So to import that game piece that I want to put in here, that land level that I just did, I'll go ahead and click on Content Drawer. So it's down here in the left hand screen. So again, I'm going to move my avatar. So if you click over here where it says Content Drawer, this is where all your assets and everything are going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and click on content, and then you're going to see where it says level prototyping. To me, I think of level prototyping as the level. So I'm going to go ahead and open that, and then you got meshes, materials, and textures. So to keep with the file hierarchy, I'm going to go ahead and click on meshes. You guys can see all those objects that already were in there. But I'm going to go ahead and right-click in here and go to import to game prototyping meshes. You can also just come up to here to your screen and go to import into level, or same thing down here. You can go into here and you just go to import. So there's multiple ways of doing this that you can do, but I just find it faster. Just right click, import, and then let's go back to my folder. I'm going to go under younger, and then it's got to find my land, FBX, open. I always press import all. If you have animations and stuff, it's going to pull those into it too. And there it is. It popped up into my screen. It's in my content drawer, content browser. It does come with a message log. It'll tell you some errors, and that's fine. But if we come down here, there it is. I can drag it into my scene. And again, it's the same buttons as Maya. So F is to frame it. R is to scale. So I can scale this out and make it huge. Oh my goodness. Sorry, my mouse is having difficulties. There we go. And then I can press W to move. So it's the same buttons again as Maya to move up. So there's my water. There's my land. Again, if you've had other assets like trees, you'd have it. Now, if I press play, you're going to see something happen here. Oh my goodness, what happened? Well, this comes in as a box collision. So what that means is there's a box you can't see, an invisible box, that every time you try to play, it's going to push you outside that box. So how do we fix that so we can be part of the game? Is we click on the object. So we click on the object. We're going to come over here where it has the different selection modes we can work in. We're going to go ahead and click on modeling. And then you're going to come down to over here where it says attributes. Once you got attributes, you're going to go to mesh to collision. And you're just going to come down here where it says output options. You're going to go from simple. It says simple to complex. You want to go use complex as simple and press accept. What that'll do now is it'll make a collision that goes over the mesh and it follows the layout versus a box. Now, since we've made that go around the mesh, to be able to play the game, you do also want to make sure that this controller isn't underneath. Because if it is underneath, it will still push your character out and it'll fall off the edge. So just make sure your controller is above your map. But now if I press play, I am now in my island and I can run around it. So now I have a full-on terrain that I have built inside Maya and brought it into Unreal. So this is just a step one to making a game, but this is step one of being able to bring in your project and make it into a video game for assets. So hope that this helps. Please feel free to always contact me at Easy A or look it through my other videos. Thanks again. Have a wonderful day. Easy A, get the A for the day.